Hello lovely people, welcome back to the farm at Freewarden. Today I'm going to show you one of my favorite tools for removing weeds naturally and chemical free. If you'd like to see that, if that's why you're clicking on this video, jump to the end of the video. We will have a chapter marking that portion, showing you how to use this, talking about this tool a little bit. But in the meantime, I wanted to show you around the pasture a little bit and talk about some of the things that we haven't covered in recent videos. For example, we have already mowed and raked into rows most of our pasture here in the south end of our property, so our southern pasture. We've got nice long rows, all raked by hand. The kids and I got out here today. It was very hot, so I didn't even bother getting footage of this earlier, but the four of us were out here working on the rows and getting those all raked into nice rows to then rake into piles later and load in our barn when we get the chance. But I'm actually working on cleaning that out right now, so I just decided to take a quick little break here from cleaning the barn to shoot this video for you all. Get him! Get him! We're destroying our road. We got quite a bit of nice fine hay. This is both grass and alfalfa in this pasture. I don't think we've got much clover to speak of, but that's coming in real nice this year. That is the alfalfa and the grasses, and we got a pretty good decent amount for this first cutting, and as sloppy of a job as I did mowing it as well. I mowed it late one night with the lights on the tractor so I could even see out here, and now that I'm seeing it in the daylight, I could have done a better job, but we did what we could. So we walked just now the entire length of our the southern border of our property, and we're down here on the eastern side of the south end of our property, and we mowed a little bit extra here. So we've got about an acre here, 1 acre that we mowed, and in a handful of hours, probably 3 hours or less, we raked this today as well. And it would have taken a lot less time, but we didn't rake it as soon as we mowed it. I think next time we'll rake it into windrows, because what that is going to do is it's going to lift it up off the ground and allow the grass that's down against the ground to get some air under it. A lot of this grass was still wet. This is almost a week later now since I originally mowed it, and there's still wet grass deep down underneath. So I need to rake it into windrows like the next day or 2 days after next time. Grass has been growing up since I mowed it, and what that's done then is it's grown up in between all of the hay that I mowed and kind of stuck it in place, so it made the job a lot harder today. Do your windrow raking a lot sooner than I did, but it's totally doable with like a sickle mower and then just a bunch of elbow grease. Hard work to hay by hand. The sickle mower is kind of, that comes in clutch. It's really kind of important to have a good way to mow the grass, but if you've got a good way to mow the grass and not chop it all up into little bits and get nice long strands here, then you can do the rest by hand, no problem. As long as you're okay with not baling it, and if you really wanted to bale it by hand, you could bale it by hand too. I've seen some people actually making these manual hand-powered balers, which they look really cool, but it also looks like maybe a lot more work than what it's worth to me to bale them. I'd rather just pile it up on a wagon or a trailer and get it in the barn. All right, so these sheep are always sleeping right by this gate, and they're always coming back to this gate because they think that they should be able to get back in there and enjoy the nice lush northern pasture. And I want to put a stop to that and just make it so that they realize they're I don't want them congregating in front of the gate. Plus, we might want to be able to get the tractor in here out there to the pasture to get some boards or get some firewood to cut up. Whatever the case is, we're just going to move this. We're going to move this fence right now so that they stop going and congregating right by the gate. Wow!
Whoa!
Holy crap! Woo! Yep, that hits a little harder. Jeez. Okay. Note to self. Don't touch. That took my breath away. Just about. Golly. I didn't realize how close I was to it. Ugh, I forgot. Forgot where that was.
What happened?
He touched the wire up on top of the fence.
So I've touched this when it's at 8. That's about 8.3 right now, if I remember correctly when I saw that in there. Whew, that that is way more powerful than poly rope. So yeah, just so you know, you ever get shocked by poly rope and you think, oh, that wasn't horrible, try touching we got a lamb stuck down there? No.
Well, I'm sure he's going to make himself be stuck because he's dumb.
I'll go see. Okay, anyway, galvanized 12.5 gauge steel wire, high tensile wire, or probably any type of wire. You run an electricity through that, it's going to carry that charge a lot better than this does. And it's going to transfer that charge a lot better than this does, as I just found out. It went pow, snap, and I didn't know what was going on at first. But still hurts. I'm gonna go help this lamb here.
Mom!
Yeah, you poor guy. How long have you been there?
I think it just happened.
There you go. All right, so you just saw something that was completely unplanned, and it was not something that I was planning on doing, and I'm not just talking about touching the hot wire over there, but this is the kind of stuff that happens like every day when we're walking around here. We realize things that we did not plan to do need doing, and so thus you see them, sometimes they just got to get done. It didn't have to get done, but I feel better doing it is the right thing to do. So we're gonna move on now, and we're gonna maybe finally reach the weeds before it's time to call it a night, because it's getting dark. Let me demonstrate this easy, simple, chemical-free way to get rid of weeds. So one of the big problems you've got with weeds is that they often have a deep taproot. This is designed to get in there, grab the taproot, and then pull the whole thing out and extract it with the roots, or at least the taproot, because that's what's gonna regrow from. So you want to get down near the base, and you want to push it deep into the soil and then lift up. And then you might want to go at it from a little different angle. and I missed it there. So that's fine though, we're loosening the soil around it. There we go, I think we got something. Go. All right, well, I didn't get all the taproot, but got a decent amount. Got more than I would have if I just grabbed this thing with some gloves by the base and pulled it out. So that is a nice, easy way to remove long roots. We're gonna go out to the, a little further out here to the pasture. So we've got some wild parsnip out here we gotta take care of. We're gonna do our best to get the wild parsnip and the entire root structure, or as much as possible, because they'll grow back from just a little bit of root. So last year we had the pigs out here and they took care of a lot of it, because we had wild parsnip out probably 20-30 feet, and then it was 50 to, oh well, we had a 100-foot run of it. So it was a 50 by 100-foot patch of grasses and other things, but also a lot of wild parsnip. Now we're finding just a little bit up here by the ditch, and then on the other side of this fence there's some as well. So I'm going to try to take care of this stuff this year with just this. We've got, we could bring the pigs out here again, however they're going to compact the ground or root it up, and just would like them to not be on the same spot this year that they were last year. We'll see how it goes. We could always bring them out here next year too. They did a fantastic job of eating the wild parsnip. So there's two ways that you can get rid of wild parsnip without chemicals, without weed spray, or without a lot of hard labor of going and cutting them and putting them in bags and throwing them away, is when they're young like this, like still here in north central Iowa in May. You can get them while they're still young, and you can, oh, there's a rock there. If you can get the roots, you'll be in a lot better shape. So that's what this tool does for you in helping you get roots. You just got to find the base, and of course I'm not reaching down there and touching these things because the oils on your skin and then exposed to sunlight can burn you, which is why you want to be careful with this stuff. Oh, and I just stabbed it and broke the root off. Excellent. So that one's going to come back. That's okay, we'll be back out here with this thing. What I should probably do is have a sprinkler out here to water the ground. Our ground is pretty dry and hard, but this thing can still get them out without breaking the roots off, even when we're in a bit of a drought. So basically the idea behind this tool is it's got this little fork here, and that fork grabs the root structure and then pulls it out whole. This arm is situated so that you can use it as a lever, use the ground as a fulcrum, and this arm is a lever to then lift the root out whole and complete without tearing too much of it off. So this is the Corona GT 3254, if you're wondering, and we will put a link to it in our description below, so check that out. And by the way, if you do ever purchase one of these using our link, then just to let you know, we get a little commission at no extra cost to you, but it does help us out here. So if you've been looking for a weeding tool like this, this is a fantastic one, and I highly recommend it. We've used this for 2 years now, and it's helped us out a lot with our weed problem here, especially with the wild parsnip and not wanting to spray. And the other problem too is, like, they're really hard to kill even with the spray, from what I hear. And of course there's always my preferred method for taking care of a massive amount of these, and that's to put some pigs on it. So just in case you're wondering, because you're like me and you were trying to do some research on whether pigs can handle eating the wild parsnip or not. Yes, in fact, they actually can. Our pigs ate it, no problem. They rooted the whole place out and they ate all the roots and everything, and they did a fantastic job with that, and I saw zero effects from them. These were our feeders, by the way, that we had out here initially, and they did just fine. So, you know, and then we ate them last year, the end of the year, we butchered and ate them, and no issues. So 100% of the way through, from them eating it to you eating the pigs that ate the wild parsnip, there's no problem. And in fact, by the pigs eating the wild parsnip and then you eating the pigs, probably gives you a little bit of resistance towards the wild parsnip, and you're not as sensitive. That's how that works, by the way. You have an animal that eats something and then you eat the animal, it actually helps with your resistance, or it helps decrease your sensitivity to that. So nettles, poison ivy, poison oak, wild parsnip, all those things can help out a lot. However, this works with a little bit different, than some of these others, so just be careful. So wild parsnip puts an oil on your skin. The juices have an oil in them that when they get on your skin, it increases photosensitivity and it'll give you a really, really bad sunburn, like 3rd degree burn level sunburn, just so you know. It's nasty stuff, don't touch it. So there's 2 really good ways to take care of wild parsnip, and not just wild parsnip, but all sorts of weeds. Pigs, or if you've got just a few and you need to go dig them out, grab yourself a Corona weeder. These are fantastic, and I'm not going to touch that yet because I was touching wild parsnip with it. That's all I got for you guys tonight. Everybody take care, stay safe, hug somebody, God bless you. Everything is gonna be okay. Peace.